Hello students, today's lesson we'll be focusing on angles in a triangle, and our learning objectives are to be able to find the missing angles within a triangle. The equipment required for this lesson are pen, paper, pencil and ruler. And I want to talk about the different types of triangles that you will come across. First of all, we have equilateral. A key part here is equal, meaning the three sides of the triangle are always going to be equal, and the three angles will also be equal. Key thing to notice here is if you look at the stripes on each of those sides, that is indicating that whichever sides of the stripes, they are the same in length. So if one of them is 5 centimeters, the other two must also be 5 centimeters. Next, we have isosceles triangle. And with this type of triangle, you have two equal sides. And if you notice, they are the two which have the stripes on them. And because of the two equal sides, you have two equal angles, usually at the base of the triangle. Next, we have a scalene triangle. This is just a triangle which has no equal sides and no equal angles. And finally, we have a right angle triangle, which you would have been noticed or worked on when we were doing area of triangles. And obviously that means there's a vertical line and a horizontal line, and then just a diagonal line which connects them together. So the other two angles we don't always know, but one of them will always have to be 90 degrees. Now, can I ask you to draw each of these triangles in your book with a pencil and a ruler, and you are going to basically write the names on the top and the statements for each triangle below. So pause the video now and have basically copy that out, and then we can carry on with the lesson. Okay, you've done that. I want to just show you something quickly. Now, if we have a look at a triangle, and let's say obviously because there's three sides, there's going to be three angles. Now, if we were to take out each of those angles, so if we were to take this, and let's put it across a straight line, let's take B and put it there, and we were to take C, what would happen is each of those three angles, when you put them together, they would be able to create a straight line. Now, what do you notice about the angles in a triangle? What can we say from that then? I want you to think about it for a few seconds. There is a direct link between straight lines and angles. What do you think it might be? Now, what we should have noticed, or I hope you should have noticed, is that angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so as long as you add the three angles together, no matter what, the angles will add up to 180 degrees. And if they do not, that means it's not a triangle. Okay, now I want you guys to copy. You don't need to draw all three triangles. One will be enough. And put ABC and then A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees. Okay. Now, for this first example, we are going to be working on a right angle triangle. Now, I want to calculate this angle A, which is a missing angle. The reason I know it's a right angle triangle is because there's a box in the bottom left corner, which is obviously indicating that it is a right angle. And so the first thing I would do, let me just show you your example is slightly different. The one which you're going to do is a scalene triangle. Now, but the idea and the method is exactly the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the two angles which I have, which is 65, and obviously the right angle, which is 90 degrees. If I add those two together, that would add to 155 degrees. Now, what I want is the missing angle, and so I know that the angles add up to 180. So all I do is 180 subtract 155, and that gives me 25 degrees. So therefore, A must be 25 degrees. Now, one thing you'll notice is the method and the way of working is exactly the same as how you would work out a missing angle on a straight line. Okay, now having said that, I want you to pause the video now and have a go at your turn. We'll come back together with the answer. So pause the video now. Okay, so what we should have got was A being 138 degrees. Okay, now what we're going to go on to now, I want you guys to a bit of practice. I want you to pause the video now, have a go at this one, and we'll come back together with the answer. Okay, what we should have got was 72 degrees. Now, try one more, and then we can, so pause the video now, and then we can move on to the next part. Okay, what we should have got was 24 degrees. Now, I'm going to show you a couple more examples. This is where it gets slightly trickier because we're using more than one scale. Now, if you look at my example, we have got U, which is within the triangle, and then we've got a W, which is not part of the triangle, but one thing you'll notice is that U and W create a semicircle, meaning that they are on a straight line. So the first thing we can work out is U. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to add the two angles in the triangle that we have, which add to 129 degrees, and then we're going to subtract them from 180, which gives us 51. Therefore, U is 51 degrees. Now that we have U, we can work out W. And in order to do that, again, we're going to do 180, take away 51, and that gives us 129 degrees, and W would be 129 degrees. Now, I want you guys to try the question below. So pause the video now and have a go, and we'll come back together with the answers. Okay, so we should have done that by now. And what the first thing we would have done is add the two angles in the triangle and subtract them from 180. So we have 93 degrees. Now I've put an arrow there to show you which angle that is. It's not angle X. In order to work out angle X, we need to now do 180, subtract the 93, and that would give us 87. So we can say X equals 87 degrees. Well done for those of you who got that right. Now, moving on, for your main activity, what I want you guys to do is you are going to try all 8 of these questions. The red box is quite simple and straightforward. The yellow box is similar to what we've done now. Towards the end, it does get slightly trickier. I want you guys to draw the triangles. Okay, so draw the triangles, work out your answers. Remember, you need to clearly say at the end X equals for each one. Take a picture of that, upload it to ClassCharts so your teacher can comment on it and give you feedback if required. And for your second part of your main activity, I want you to read the blue speech bubble. Basically what you can do is put those angles which are around on the screen into 4 groups so that each group can make a triangle, and only one angle or one of those numbers will be left. Which one will be left out? So if you put a subheading after you've done the previous task, a subheading challenge task, and I want you guys simply to just show the 4 groups. So group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and then the missing angle. And that will complete your learning for today's lesson. And that's all. See you in the next video.